Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.
Hello and welcome to another sensational episode of Classic Restos, thanks to Shannons Insurance and Penrite Oil. It doesn't matter what type of classic vehicle that you own, it will be welcome at Shannons Insurance. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote and to find out more information on 134646. Their website is diverse and it's an opportunity for you to sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. This interactive site allows you to exchange stories and pictures with fellow enthusiasts such as ourselves. The Shannons Club truly is your garage. Find out more at shannons.com.au. When it comes time for the finest in oils, coolants, fuel additives and a whole lot more, you cannot go past Penrite. They're the best in the business. Why are they the best, you may ask? They've been established since 1926. They've stood the test of time. They're Australian made, Australian owned, and these old girls behind me enjoy the higher zinc content of their oil. Whether you've got a Model T Ford or a trusty HJ Kingswood with a 202 in it, Penrite has a product for you. Why not utilise the Penrite Technical Assistance line 7 days a week? Find out more when you visit Penrite at penrite.com.au. Oil right. Use Penrite. Simply a better class of oil. And on today's show, I have travelled about 5 hours southwest of Sydney to Junee in the Riverina of New South Wales. You know, these country towns are absolutely magnificent. But you want to know something? So too are the people. Junee is a medium-sized town in the Riverina region of New South Wales, Australia. It's home to around 4,500 people. The town's prosperity and mixed services economy derives from a combination of agriculture, rail transport, light industry and government services. In 1866, Junee's population was recorded at just 12 people. In fact, at the time there were 2 windmills here in town and one had to be removed. There just wasn't enough wind to go around. There were gold rushes around Junee to the northeast and they were mined until the 1880s. By the mid-1870s, the main railway line between Sydney and Melbourne passed just 5 miles, around 8 kilometres or so, east of the town. And like lots of regional towns back then, so much evolution and town development was made possible from the introduced railway systems. We talk about how significant our motor cars are. I don't think enough tribute gets paid to our railway systems well before cars and how they really helped to evolve towns, not only here in Australia, but all around the world. But today, we're talking cars. Welcome to the Junee Charity Show and Shine. How cool is this? No matter what country town you travel to, you'll find a bunch of people that are crazy about their cars. And don't think for 1 second that all of the good stuff is hiding in the cities. There are plenty of classic vehicles around these outback blocks that have served their purpose in the past and are now serving enthusiasts as preserved classics. As for today, if it has an engine, it's welcome here. The Junee Motor Club are behind this day, with all profits off to the Junee Hospital. First time for Classic Restos here to Junee, New South Wales. We have Vice President Xavier. How are you, Xavier?
Good, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me along.
That's all right. Not a problem at all. My pleasure.
Little country town, bit of a get-together. Hey, how special is this?
This is a fantastic event for the town, fantastic event for our club, and it just gathers everyone here from the local community. It's fantastic.
Okay, now how many years has this been running now?
This is the 2nd year.
Wow. Isn't that good? It's good. It's good to get to car shows that haven't been running that long because you can feel the atmosphere and you know when a show has got a set of legs. And I mean, they just keep building each year from then on, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was our first year and look, we weren't sure exactly how it was going to go and the presence was just amazing. We had 150 vehicles turn up. And it was just a brilliant day, absolutely brilliant day.
Isn't that good? Mate, tell us, how many classic cars are actually hiding in barns and sheds out here in the bush?
Oh, there are heaps, absolutely heaps. As you can see by today, there's millions of dollars worth of cars, I would say, and just they're all polished up, all beautiful, and yeah, there are plenty hiding away. So it's good to have a day like this to bring them all out.
And of course, in the background there, the charity of the day.
That's it, yes. So the charity for today is the Junee Hospital Auxiliary, and that's basically what it's going to be for the rest of time while this show is held. And last year we raised $2,000 for them, so they bought some much needed medical equipment. Yeah.
How awesome is it? It's the old story. A bunch of people get together, cars in the paddock, money off to a local charity. You know, you just don't get better than that.
No, that's it, exactly. And that's it. With the hospital, we chose that because, well, you're going to use the hospital at one stage in your life, whether it be later in life, early in life, and whether it be for a short period of time, long period of time. So it's a great thing to give the money to. Yeah.
Good on you, mate. All right, Xavier, we'll let you get back to it, mate. I mean, what do we say? Hey, he does a good job, and mate, that's great. Let's hope there's even if there's like 10 or 15 cars more next year. I mean, mission accomplished.
Yep, brilliant. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, now before I do let you go, the Junee Motor Club. Now, watching the show, you want to get involved? Have you got a website?
Yes, we do. It's www.juneemotorclub.com, and we also have a Facebook page as well, which is Junee Motor Club, and we have a event page for this as well. So it's Junee Motor Club 2014 Charity Show and Shine.
There you go. There's the details. Get in touch with this club. They stand for great stuff. See you back here next year, buddy.
No worries, Fletch. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, mate. Good on you. When it comes to different on today's show, it's got to be this bloke. How are you, Steve?
Yeah, good, Fletch. Yeah, really good. Yeah, just rocked up here, unloaded and set up, and yeah, nice little turnout. So
That's good. I was going to ask you what year model the truck is, but you can't because there's so many different bits and pieces of all different ages. Mate, tell us the rundown on it.
yeah, well, it's just based on a 1943 comma pickup. Yeah, and then the whole project came about, just the whole pile of junk a mate had, and kind of started the ball rolling and dropped it off and started welding a few things together, and yeah, so, and then kind of ended up turning out like that. So yeah, you got bits of tractors and yeah, all that kind of stuff. So
Steve, have you surprised yourself?
Lots of ideas didn't work out, but you have to try it, and then it just didn't look right or didn't work right. So then you have to come up with a plan B, and yeah, everything slowly comes together. So yeah,
I mean, it's just amazing. You wouldn't think that a pile of junk could actually look so good in the outcome.
Yeah, yep.
Now, Steve, the steering wheel. What's the ring gear off?
It was a worn flywheel or flex plate off the 253. I had to get a new one, so I just used a flat disc, ground all the teeth down so nice and smooth. I just thought, why throw it away? And used a steering column out of a Hilux.
Yep.
And then just melted the steering wheel. Gave me the boss for the centre. Welded that on the back, and then had all the flex weight bolt holes, and then kind of filled them with bullets because it just kind of added more character to it. So.
Homemade intake manifold.
Yep.
Tell us the rundown there.
Well, it started off, I was given a 253 to put in it, which was supposed to be, not a bad little motor. I ended up pulling it down. I wasn't happy with it. So then I got another one for a carton of beer off another mate. It was already in bits, but I could see what it's like. So I ended up using that as the base. And then so at the end of the day, it's just a stock 253, only because there was just so many of them about, and I had like 4 or 5 of them. So used the best block. Pistons, rings.
We are so lucky that time has evolved, that these were the vehicles that used to rust in paddocks and no one wanted, and now guys like Steve are doing things with them. Good on you, buddy.
Thank you very much, Fletch. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks, mate. You've got to give it to Chrysler Australia. They were the first in this country to give us a V8 engine. They were also first to give us electronic ignition. They were also first to go broke. See, Chrysler, they're ahead of their time. Don't forget to pick up the phone and give Shannons a call on 134646. See more at shannons.com.au, where you can sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. And Penrite has been making oil since 1926. They've stood the test of time. Australian made, Australian owned, and the Penrite Technical Assistance line is there to help us 7 days a week. See more when you visit penriteoil.com.au. You're watching the 2014 Junee Show and Shine, back with more classics after this. Okay, moving through the paddock here at Junee. Beautiful day we have. Lee, how are you, Lee?
Good, Fletch. Really good, thanks.
That's good. How cool are you? 1959 Triumph, a little sports car. What's that like to have?
Oh, look, it's great. It's great when just with the wind in your hair, and it's just it's like a little go-kart. Yeah, it just rips along. Yeah.
Tell me, Lee, what's your earliest memory as when you were a little girl growing up? What's your earliest memory of a car that really impressed you?
It was my dad's EH. Yeah. We had it when we were a kid, and I can remember riding around in it, and in the old Hydromatic. Yeah.
She does the actions, isn't it? That's awesome. Is it still in the family or long gone?
Long gone. Yeah. But I did have an EH, but yeah, that's gone too. But I always believe in get a car, have fun with it, and then get another car and have fun with that car.
Yeah. So you don't have it too long and get too emotionally attached to it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's lots of cars out there.
Before you go, tell us what colour blue it is, and just don't say blue.
Sky blue.
There you go, sky blue. Good on you, Lee. Thank you.
Thanks, Fletch.
Moving through a little bit more girl power on today's episode. How are you, Beck?
Yeah, I'm good, Fletch. And yourself?
Good. Look, your theme, you're dressed in theme with the car, 1959 Zephyr. Tell us about it.
Yeah, got it probably about 6 months ago, and yeah, driving it around, and yeah, catches the eye of a lot of people. So,
What made you go for a Zephyr?
red interior helps. Red and white kind of caught me, and just being nice old car. And believe it or not, my dad actually used to have one back in the day, and that was another reason why I thought, oh well, it's going back 30 years. Dad used to have one, so yeah.
A mate of mine told me that he, back in the day, sat on the back seat with his brother and they pulled a Globetrotter caravan to Queensland. He said that was their holiday, and I thought, it sounds like punishment.
Well, she's nice and slow around town anyway, and it's a nice Sunday afternoon drive anywhere we do go, so we do leave very early to go somewhere, so yeah.
You've got to plan ahead.
Yeah, well, definitely. So, well, we've got it registered for everyday use, trying to keep the old cars out and about, and, people kind of seeing them, and the amount of people that actually pull you up with it, and back in the day it used to be my first car. So yeah, it's been a lot of people kind of, I think the memories flood back to them when they do actually see it.
There'd be a lot of people watch these episodes of Our Senior that can remember these cars back in the early 60s, and the Zephyr, from what I believe, back in the early 60s, if you had a Zephyr you were doing pretty well.
Well, yeah, apparently so. Although I still think you have to be doing pretty well these days to have one too, with the mechanic bills.
That's true. But look, you've done well. You found a classic car in its entirety. Again, we've got a situation where you're preserving this classic, which is awesome. And yes, I do have to agree, the interior, it is in really good condition. It hasn't had a hard life, has it?
Oh, no. Well, you can tell there's been no kids in the back seat, and probably not many people in the back seat, to be honest. So, yeah, no, it's really good.
Good on you, Beck. We'll keep on enjoying it, okay?
I will, and so hopefully other people, enjoy it too, driving around. So, yeah, thanks.
All right, Beck, pleasure interviewing you, and keep on enjoying it.
Thanks very much, Fletch.
There is just so much to see and do here in Junee. It's a railway town, and the history here is simply amazing. This is the Roundhouse Museum, a very busy place many years ago, and to some extent it still is, comprising locomotive workshops and turntable, depicting an epicentre for rail in Australia. All right, time for Rick now. How are you, Rick?
I'm good, Fletch, and you?
That's good. Just a short segment on this. This is a model Falcon that we don't see a lot of. Right at the end of the XC, in preparation of the XD. Now, we're talking 1979, Rick, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's what this was sold in 79, yeah.
Really, before the XD, which was obviously the European styling, they really had the XC down pat. It was perfected, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, they started with the XA and went through the XB and the XC. They made them handle, ride. Yeah, that made them into a good thing.
Yeah. I think that's why the XD was so good, because underneath that European styling, we still had the XC floor pan, we still had the Ironhead Crossflow 6 up front. They ran the little Borgie 35 transmission, but what an honest old car, eh?
Yeah, this is a good one. This one's lived in Junee all its life. One owner, Yeah, so yeah.
By the time 1979 came about, you may remember the Holden, the RTS commercials in and out of the witches' hats. And it was this model Falcon that actually combated that with their suspension at that time as well. So for a full-size car and a fairly heavy car, they did handle pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, it does. It handles really well. Yeah, Ford took Holden on with Fred Gibson, and he drove through Alan Moffat and Colin Bond and all them fellas. And yeah, they had a bit of a battle with their suspensions.
Well, we had one of these in the family, brand new as a company car, and I can still remember the rego, JWI 216.
Yeah, well, this one's JYF. But yeah, my father had one of these back in '76, and I liked it, and I've had plenty of them. So yeah,
absolutely. No, from what I can remember, the car that we had for that 18 months or 2 years as brand new was an exceptional car. Brand new, turned up with the plastic on it. You can the smell of the new interiors back then.
Yeah, well, this thing still has its smell about it, but yeah, I remember the new smell.
Especially when you have curry the night before, eh, Rick?
No, it's not that bad.
No, but, Now, Rick, I don't know if we've had an XC Falcon from 1979 on Classic Restos before. We may have. But what I like about it is, as plain as they were a great car at the end of their time, and it's really good that you've brought it out here today on the paddock.
Yeah, no, it's a great little show, and there's lots of different cars to see here. Yeah, it's a good thing.
They made 179,000 kilometres on the clock. It hasn't had a hard life, has it?
No. It was his company car, and then he bought it off the company when he retired. And, now we've got it.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Fletch.
Hey, how would you like to be personally escorted in the United States of America by myself in 2015? Have a look at this. You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown city of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
The best part of coming here actually was having Fletch here.
We get picked up, we get dropped off.
Fletch is a wonderful tour guide.
I would just recommend a Fletch tour to anybody.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this. Time for a trusty E.H. Holden on today's show. How are you, Craig?
I'm good, thanks, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Beautiful car, this one. You know what I love about it? No one's got it and dicked around with it.
Yep, that's correct.
And when you lift the bonnet and to see the dealer, the stamping, the paint stamp under the bonnet, I mean, how original is this?
Yep, not too many around with that, is there?
Mate, absolutely not.
Probably none.
Probably none. Well, I know there's one, and it's right behind us. We look at the red engine, the 149.
Yep.
Now, what's the go there, Craig? Has it been reconditioned at this point?
No, never been reconditioned. Original.
How incredible. 1963, 149 red engine, sitting there in all its exuberance. What an amazing old thing.
Yeah.
Craig, tell us what you can about the car, history-wise.
We bought it from Sydney, from a one owner. We're actually the second owners. The only thing we've had done to it is the touch-up of the paintwork.
Let's have a look at the interior. How beautiful is that? An original interior as well. It's
all original, yeah, not touched at all.
You can tell the cars that just snuck through. I made reference to this not long ago on the show. Cars that are lucky. They snuck through. They went through all those years and they didn't get demolished. They didn't rust to pieces. They obviously weren't trash from a family. They just made it out the other side, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. There should have been more that made it out. That's for sure.
Well, in a way, the quantity that's left has made them more special.
Yeah, that's right.
Pardon the pun too, with a Holden.
Yeah. If there was hundreds of them around, they wouldn't be the same.
Craig, what does it mean to you? What's the most emotional thing that this E.H. Holden would trigger inside you?
Oh, it just brings back memories from Mum and Dad, and you know, when I was younger we had a station wagon and we lived out of town and we'd travel into town with it and get our groceries. And
mate, it's good to see some old Holdens in the family, and I've got a lot of time for the old Holdens. They're tremendous old things for what they are. I mean, for a basic car made for the masses, and we look at them here today, they certainly do look good, don't they?
Yep, look fantastic.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you very much, Fletch.
The Shannons Club is interesting and it will keep you occupied for hours. After logging in, there's just so much to see. There's the homepage where you can keep up to date with the latest activities, make your comments and enjoy the replies. The enthusiast page is where you can connect with others and send a message. The vehicle section is incredible as well. Just click on your model of choice. From A through to Z, the cars will come up along with the owners to connect with. The business directory is your key to finding a business to help you. Everything from cleaning and detailing services, memorabilia and collectibles, info on Shannons auctions, with tools and sheds just to name some. News and reviews keeps you informed with automotive happenings along with various vehicle reports, information and specifications. It doesn't matter where you are in Australia, the events directory is a very useful tool. The weekend is coming up. Want to find a car show? Check out the events section of the Shannons Club. The videos section gives you access to your favourite motoring TV shows. Click on your desired program and watch the catch-up episodes to your heart's content from anywhere in the world. And the car club section is very cool. It is here where you can list your car club or search for someone else's car club. The forum section is vast. It's your place to buy, swap, sell and want for items. There's events, the list goes on. And of course, Shannons are known for competitions and overseas trips. Keep an eye on this section for current travel prize winning opportunities. The Shannons Club truly is your garage. Ladies and gentlemen, time now for Roger Moore on today's show. Maybe not the Roger Moore you're thinking of, but this guy here. How are you, Roger?
Well, thanks, Fletch.
That's the way, mate. You're an interesting guy. You're born and bred here in Junee. You've got some history. 1928 Model A. What's the story with this car?
Yeah, the story is my dad traded it in 1962. The original rego label still on the windscreen.
Okay, so when you say your dad traded it, he was with a dealer, right?
Yeah, he was. He was a Ford dealer. Started in business in 1953. Him and his partner were in business for 35 years. And we actually took over in 1988 for 25 years, and now I'm doing this sort of stuff.
Okay, so it was traded, and he kept it?
He kept it. He put it in the shed, and it came out 3 occasions that I can remember. My sister's wedding, a cousin's wedding in 75. His partner's daughter, she got married in 83. And then pretty much sat in the shed from then on until he passed away in 99, and then Mum left it to me.
So how does that make you feel?
Pretty proud of the fact that he had the foresight to put it in the shed. The guy that traded it in bought a Falcon, so an early model Falcon, put it aside this with a rag top. You can see the difference straight away.
So he stepped out of this and went into a Falcon?
Yeah, automatic Falcon, yeah.
My goodness, so talk about stepping out of one world and into another.
Very much so. Yeah. And Dad actually went back to the chap 14 years later and got this letter written up here all about the vehicle over the years and what he had done to it. And we just read there about the muffler. The first one lasted 29 years and then he had another 3 in the next 9 years, so things haven't changed much.
It's amazing. That is a fantastic story as well. Just maybe quote one really good line off there apart from the muffler.
Basically, he called it Betty, Lady Betty. That was what he called it.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't, sorry.
Back in the days when cars had names, I mean, it's kind of cute, even respectful to the vehicle. Now, beside us, we've got a 1970 Fairlane, beautiful 302 Fairlane. This car, it's as tight as a drum, and off camera, I took the thing for a drive, and it's like driving a brand new car. What's the story on that one, Roger?
Yeah, old Jack Hill owned it. He bought it brand new off Dad in 1970. He had a couple of optional extras done on it. I dug out the original sales invoice for it, and you got a T-bar shift, $15.
$15 option for the T-bar.
$4 for a...
buys a bad lunch nowadays, doesn't it?
$4 for a heavy-duty battery, and I think if you have a look, the green slip is $30.45.
It's borderline depressing, isn't it? But we do have to cast our minds back, and we do have to keep things relative, don't we, in terms of what people were earning back in those days.
Yeah.
But now that Fairlane, now brand new on the road, what did you say was
It
what?
was $4,500. Yeah. And the last Fairlane I sold new was $55,000 plus on road.
Well, there you go. Even 4.5K back in 1970 in regional areas was, what, 3/4 of a house in some cases?
Yeah, that is true. I remember my grandmother's house. My dad's house sold in 1972, which is 2 years after that car, and it sold for 10 grand. So there you go. It was half a house.
Good on you, Roger. You're the sort of guy that could talk to for many, many hours. Just before I let you go, just your thoughts on the second event here for the Junee Motor Club.
Yeah, no, it went very well and a really good roll-up. There's people that come down from Parks, Wagga Wagga, and the great thing about it, Fletch, is you're here.
Oh, that's very nice, Roger. I do appreciate that.
No, it's really good for little shows to get the exposure because it's not very often we do.
Well, look, Classic Restos is certainly in a few places now. I mean, cap cities, regional Australia, national throughout New Zealand, London, UK, and that satellite dishes into parts of Scotland, Wales and Ireland. In the United States in 2 areas, on Tough TV across 40 networks. It's now in South Florida and into Boston. And a recent acquisition of Fiji TV, obviously Fiji and the South Pacific Islands as well. So, yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, it's a little game to see where the show can end up.
Yep, fantastic. And make sure you visit the licorice factory in the Roundhouse before you go home.
Well, there's nothing like, remaining regular on the job.
Very regular.
Yeah. We better wipe that joke, Roger?
Chocolate coated.
Absolutely. Mate, great catching up with you. Good bloke.
Thanks very much, Fletch. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for your kind words, mate, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you back here next year, all right?
Okay, will do.
Good on you, mate.
See you then.
Well, there you go. There's just some of the 2014 Junee Show and Shine here in Riverina of New South Wales. And I'm sure you'll agree that Xavier and his club have done a marvellous job at bringing it all together. If you can, try and make it here for 2015. In the meantime, classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD box sets of the show and Classic Restos merchandise, which make great up-and-coming gift ideas for Christmas. Also, contact information on joining us on a Fletch tour in 2015 and my major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.